Welcome back, my darling critters. So what happened in episode 27 of Bell's Hells? Well, honestly, not much. We had another bridge episode, or an episode building up or setting up for a big event, but we did not have those shattering revelations that we did last week to make it terribly interesting. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't horrible, but it's not one that I am going to likely remember. Who am I? I am the BookTube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. I analyze Critical Role in terms of story, so let's go ahead and recap what did happen in episode 27. The party spent the night in the undercarriage, a seedy, smelly, underground neighborhood of Besaurus. Reminds me of my undercarriage. Anyway, they try to figure out if there's any clues that can be found in the postcards from Fearne's parents that she's been collecting throughout the years. Chetney makes a great investigation roll and determines that they look too pristine to have been sent through whatever messaging system the Fae use. Of course, if they're magic users, one could presume they teleported the missives to Fearne. No one seems to think of that. But they do entertain the possibility that Fearne's grandmother, Nana, may have been writing those letters all along. We also find out that Fearne is carrying a magic gemstone to give to her parents when they need it, or because they need it. But she only told that to Chetney, and we can assume that Dusk would be quite interested in the gemstone, since she is, a secret Unseelie agent and all that. Speaking of Dusk, we did get a lot of role-playing from her, but we, the audience, know she's not all that she seems. When she asks Laudna out on a date, it was cute and funny and awkward, and probably would have been innocuous enough 2 weeks ago. But now that we know that Dusk has ulterior motives, we can't help but wonder, why is she interested in Laudna? Does she sense Delilah? Do the dark, evil Fae have something in store for Laudna? Or is she actually interested in Laudna? If she does get into a relationship with a party member, could that be a road to her redemption? Or is she trying to ingratiate herself with the party so that when she does betray them, they will find it harder to stop her? I don't know, but anything she does do from now on is going to be filtered through the lens of the audience knowing who she really is. Very interesting. We also get a sparring match between her and Orym. This was probably the most exciting moment of the night, since we haven't seen any combat since forever. Orym pretty much schools Dusk with his sword, and she asks him if he would train her, and also asks him out on a date. What is Dusk up to? I have no idea, but if you do, let me know in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that as well? The other thing of note that happens that night is Laudna and Imogen make up. Thank the stars. I was getting a little tired of it. And their making up did seem a little rushed, and I wonder how much of it was the characters or the players, Marissa and Laura, being bored of this contretemps. But that did lead to more reactions from FCG, who, if you remember, was shaken last week. In fact, his whole identity was obliterated. When he said Delilah, I thought it was Sam misspeaking, but the more the scene played out, it was like he was glitching.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm sorry. I was distracted.
Oh, no, you're so distracted right now. FCG.
I should have been there.
No, you shouldn't have. No, you didn't. No. Oh, God.
Oh, no, this is backfiring.
It's just, I know we have to do so much. You know, we have to get out of the city, and we have to get Cyrus out of the city, and it's, you know,
Dancer and FCG.
What?
Cyrus. Wait, Cyrus.
What happened with you? What happened with you and her? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you want to talk to Dancer?
I do. But what if she doesn't want to talk to me?
Then she's a dumb bitch.
Why did she go away, and why did...
I'm sure it was a genuine mistake.
But also, what was I before? I feel like if I can find her, you know, and talk to her, she'll be able to explain, you know, what's going on with me or something. If she doesn't, you know, answer me, would you reach out to Delilah for me?
Delilah?
Dancer for me?
What did Dancer look like?
Well, she was furry and tall.
She was furry.
A little fur. And she was riding a horse at one point. Like through a field, and she had, or was it blue skin?
Oh no.
I think it was a horse, and yeah, she had a moon tattoo.
A moon tattoo.
No.
Like Orym?
No, that's Orym. Yeah, no. She was tall, and she had like a light sheen of fur.
You can't remember what she looked like, can you?
No, that's what she looked like. And she had blood coming out of her. And she looked scared. And she had blood all over her hand.
I have a feeling something big is going to happen to FCG. I am thinking he's going to go through some sort of transformation, maybe a personality change. I don't know, but I cannot wait to find out. The second half of the episode was a party going to the Seat of Disdain, which is a fortress that acts as headquarters to Paragon's Call. Ashton, Dusk, and Laudna are the ones who go meet General Ratnish, with Fearne polymorphed into a rat carried by Dusk. Was I the only one a little worried that she was with Dusk in such a vulnerable state? The others waited outside. They meet Ratnish, but learn he's not the one in charge. Then we meet Odahan Thul, a woman warrior who may be the person in Imogen's dream. But she definitely is someone with a big enough history that really impresses Ashton. Now, by the way, if she is the same person in Imogen's dream, that's a very strange connection if true. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out more later. They agree to try to prove themselves in the Death Wish run. So finally, that's set up. Only they don't have much time because a race will occur at dusk. Not that dusk. Dusk. Now, things could have gone really bad because Fearne, of course, has got to be Fearne. Fearne decides to check out the bulge on the back of Odohan. Now, this brought to mind the shade creepers popping out of the back of Duggar way back in episode 5. So Fearne, as a rat, decides to try to sneak up under Odohan's coat to figure out what's going on with that lady hump.
You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump, my humps, they got you.
Now, she did this in full view of everyone. It looked like Ashton was about to have a heart attack.
Yes, Fearne?
Before she goes.
God, fuck you.
What are you doing? It's gonna be the funniest of my fucking
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, God, this is so
Do it now.
dumb.
Show us what you got.
I am going to crawl out of Dusk's pocket and try to just real discreetly just try to run up Odohan's back and just like get into the bits in here and just try to see what it is.
On whose back?
On Mantle, under the cloak.
Under
We're gonna climb up her back.
What?
This is
animal?
really stupid.
The war hero
I'm a
legend?
rat.
Sure, go
You're
for
a
it.
rat.
This is gonna go. Okay.
You're this big.
Well,
You're
it's
about as big as a banana with a tail.
All right.
I am so tempted to just kick as this thing runs by.
Roll stealth for me.
What color are you? The color of the ground rat?
It's very high risk, low reward. Just
Oh, the gods protect fools and children. Fearne made a series of very impressive die rolls and manages to go up under the cloak and find out that Odohan has some kind of mechanical backpack that could be a rocket launcher or something arcane. At least it's not those shade creepers under her skin. Luck finally runs out for Fearne when she fails to hide, trying to get back to the party, but Dusk manages to convince them that it was her pet. The rest of the episode was basically going back to Imahara Joe's to make sure their vehicles are ready for the Death Wish run. And they also planned out who was going to ride the two vehicles. It appears like it's going to be Ashton and Imogen in the fancy one, and Chetney and Laudna in the rental. Ashton then goes with Laudna to meet good old Justy Prost to see if the All Minds Burn can set up booby traps before the race starts in like a couple hours. The episode ends with the team arriving at the Bone Tree where the race starts and seeing 4 vehicles already set up for the race. Like I said before, darlings, this is going to be a very forgettable episode. I do think this whole setup for the race hasn't been that exciting to us, the audience, with the huge exception of last week's revelations. But the waiting is over. Next week we will finally get the race and hopefully some combat and action. Now, I will say a lot of groundwork has been set up for the subplots of some of the individual characters, so that was interesting. I still want to know what Delilah absorbed from the Gnarlstone and how that will affect her, and can the Fae sense this? And are they interested in her? FCG is getting a whole lot of build-up with his glitches and the major revelations that his whole perceived history is a lie. But what's just around the corner is Fearne's reunion with her parents, which is going to trigger Dusk's secret mission to steal something, a crown or magic, I'm not quite sure. But then she is going to murder or attempt to murder all the Callaways. Also, what type of fae is Dusk, if she is a fae. But I'm wondering if she has some sort of ability or skill that gives her this awesome disguise talent. Or maybe it's an innate ability. Honestly, she could be anything. Let me know what you think is going on in the comments below. If you missed last week's review and recap, you can find it right here. Until we meet again, may all the books you read and the campaigns you play in be blessed.